I put together this video to show what I have done to help make both FM and single sideband satellites, including the International Space Station, tracking easy and at the same time, kind of portable. I have been interested in the space program ever since I was a little kid. In the late 1950s through the early 1960s, from the age of about 5 or 6, I was enthralled starting with the X-15 program, which was a high-altitude jet which was drop-launched from the wing of a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. It achieved speeds of Mach 6.72, or 4,519 miles per hour. It hit a max altitude of 354,200 feet. It was actually the basis for the space shuttle many years later. The US was truly far ahead of the Russians at the time, but the Sputnik launch in 1957, the world's first artificial satellite, caused great concern with the Eisenhower administration, thus the X-15 program was dropped in favor of a rocket-based program. I watched while the US and Russians launched more and more sophisticated satellites, then dogs, chimpanzees, and the first astronauts. I remember watching some of the live telecasts from Europe on AT&T's Telstar communications satellite. And then the Beatles live on the early Intelsats. Of course then the manned missions, both Russian and American, Soyuz, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, right up to and including the Voyager missions and so forth. When I first became an amateur operator back in 1977, I was intrigued with the possibility of being able to talk through ham radio sats, or birds as they are called. Back in those days I had separate a transmitter and receiver, amplifiers, preamps, separate azimuth and elevation rotators with large antennas, all tuned, turned and tweaked for Doppler shift and tracking on the fly, in real time. Needless to say, it was pretty tricky to actually make a contact or just hear your downlink signal. Through the years I maintained my interest off and on by experimenting with all kinds of different radios, antennas, and modes of communications. I tried a few satellite contacts with just an APRS tracker and mobile antenna, making a digipeater contact through the ISS with a 1/4 watt and mobile antenna. I have used handheld FM transceivers with different aero antennas.
Kilo Charlie 3, Juliet Golf Bravo Portable.
In 2011, I was the radio operator while participating in a grade school International Space Station contact using my ICOM 910, which was specifically designed for satellite communications. Then in February 2020 I upgraded to an ICOM 9700, again specifically designed for satellite communications. The main differences between the 910 and the 9700 are the full spectrum display making locating one's downlink easy, the built-in recorder which gives really excellent audio files copied to an SD card, and better overall performance. This caused me to hook up my old M² egg beater antennas and start copying and listening to satellites regularly again. After making a few contacts from my home QTH, I realized that I needed a better antenna system. My base for my new antenna system consists of a 5-foot Roan tripod. I chose this because it's heavy-duty, hot-dipped galvanized for long life, and I have had good experience with anything from Roan. There is not a lot to really choose from in as L rotators, so I picked a Yaesu G5500. I can easily remove or install it from the mast with just a wrench. I just need to orient it bearing true north. I decided to keep it simple and just use vertical beams versus cross-polarized and a switching network. I like the Diamond A144S10RX2 for 144 MHz and the Diamond A430S15R2 for 432 MHz. As you can see in the pictures, these are all assembled with wing nuts and can be broken down in minutes into 2 pieces, making it easy to put in the back of my vehicle. I have easily figured out how to keep from mixing the 4 wires when laying out each 100-foot line. I marked the Yaesu elevation wire with orange tape. The UHF antenna has an N connector while the VHF wire has a PL259. Thus there no possibility of getting the wires confused. In the shack or remote operating position I have a similar setup. The VHF wire has the PL259 and the UHF wire with the N connector, both of which are simply attached to the ICOM 9700. The rotator control wires have Jones plugs installed about 12 inches back from the controller. If you notice in this photo, I have installed them in opposite directions, thus they can only be connected one way, no labeling needed, no labeling to fall off. The rotator control for the Yaesu G5500 has an RS-232 input allowing computer control for satellite tracking. Yaesu sells the GS232 a unit to do this for nearly $650. I decided, as do most users, to go with a unit produced by G4ZLP. His interface sells for about $100 and uses a PIC controller. It is a very simple unit, program it once and forget it. Next, the software. I have used PST Rotator with a 12-volt rotator I own. It works well, has the RS-232 output plus Doppler control of many radios. It has a simple map display, while not the prettiest, it is very functional. It is capable of having up to 4 libraries of satellites. Currently I have the FM Birds in Favorites 1 and the SSB Birds in Favorites 2. Basically that is the total hardware and software of my Earth station system. But there is one more important item. How do I know when a satellite is going to pass overhead, you ask? For that piece of the puzzle I am using an app on my cell phone called Heavens Above. I have the Pro version, which does automatic updates as they become available. The program also easily updates the Keplerian information easily for any of the celestial bodies you might wish to track. This is the opening screen. The live sky chart shows all the stars' names, constellations, planets, and any interesting occurrences in real time. Just hold your phone over your head, turn it to align with the north pointing arrow, and you can then use the pinch gesture to zoom in to learn the names of stars. The ISS tab will give you specifically the International Space Station pass information up to several days ahead. The Radio Satellites tab gives you all the amateur satellites plus several commercial satellites. When you pick one, you will get its track superimposed on the current sky chart, plus rise and set times, max elevation and azimuth. There will be a bullseye of sorts that you can aim it towards a satellite so you can possibly view it as it moves across the sky. You will also get any radio frequencies, current range and range rate, or speed. In the sky chart, you also have any other satellites, planets, the moon, and of course stars and constellations. At the top of this page, if you touch info, you will be rewarded with satellite details such as date of launch, detailed frequency info, country of origin and so forth. One neat feature of Heavens Above is the ability to easily set up an alert on your phone to ping you about 5 minutes out from the selected satellite's pass. This is really useful because it gives you time to get ready with the tracking software and transceiver. You really want to make sure which satellite you wish to access, as it is possible to have more than one visible at any given time. PST Rotator solves that by having you choose from your personal list of satellites the one you are interested in, and then it communicates with the rotator control and the transceiver simultaneously. Hopefully now you will not call in an alien invasion. Now, let's listen in on a pass. This is about an 11-minute pass of satellite XW2 Delta, which happened at 2200 hours UTC on Sunday the 29th of November. This was a particularly high elevation pass at 74 degrees. This satellite rose at azimuth 174 degrees and set at azimuth 345 degrees, so basically almost due south to due north. XW2D is one of a constellation of 6 microsatellites launched by the People's Republic of China September 19, 2015. If you listen carefully you will hear my downlink simultaneously while I am talking. This is a little distracting at first until you kind of get used to the delay, which is a few seconds. It also has that Donald Duck single sideband sound. You will also hear the Doppler shift as it is being corrected. Later in the pass I will be tuning up and down the pass band looking for other stations transmitting. I make 2 contacts, one with N5BO, rover, and later on with KN2K.
Good to hear you. A little cool out here. I'm not ready to go get some dinner after a couple passes. 7-3 and good evening. November 5 Bravo, Oscar Stroke over, Fox Mike 07. Again. November 5 Bravo, Oscar Stroke over, Fox Mike 07.
K2QY 9FM, figured I might as well work you on a linear too.
Hey, 9FM, good evening again. That's going to be a quiet pass. I figure that the downlink is going to get destroyed once you get north, so I don't think I'll be able to do the cast passes, unfortunately.
Yep, okay, sounds good. Have a good one, try to warm up, and have a good dinner in a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be a good dinner, but it'll be something to fill the void.
Well, hopefully not.
Roller mix from the gas station. I usually don't do those. That's interesting. Okay, 7-3, thanks. 7-3, good evening. 5BO truck over, Fox Mike 07.
Kilowatt 2, Quebec Yankee. Kilowatt 2, Quebec Yankee, Fox Nancy 32.
Again?
Kilowatt 2, Quebec Yankee, Fox Nancy 32.
A little noise here. Kilo 2 again?
Kilowatt 2, Quebec Yankee, Fox Nancy 32.
Kilowatt 2, Quebec Yankee, out of my truck over, Fox Mike 07.
Roger to Fox Mike 07. Name on this end is John. You got a beautiful signal. Go ahead.
Yeah, name is Justin here for a hotel here in Roanoke.
Okay, very good, Jeff. Have a good rest of the evening. Good rest of the pass. 73.
7-3, good evening. 5BO truck over, Fox Mike 07. November 5 Bravo, Oscar Stroke over, and 5BO Stroke over, Fox Mike 07. 5BO, please.
Thank you.
7-3, good evening. This is November 5 Bravo, Oscar Stroke over, Fox Mike 07.
Kilo Quebec, Hotel Tower,
KQ4DO and 5BO Stroke over, Fox Mike 07.
Okay, thank you, Justin.
Equal Mike 78 as usual. Good day.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks for taking my call on the FM bird today. I couldn't hear myself apparently. Yeah, sometimes it works like that.
Doppler in 5 York over.
November 5, Bravo, Oscar, Troop over. Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo, Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo.
Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo, Whiskey. This is Whiskey 4, Charlie, Victor.
Satellite. Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo, Whiskey. Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo, Whiskey, Fox, Nancy, 31.
Whiskey 1, Charlie, Echo, Whiskey. This is Kilo 2, Quebec Yankee. Kilo 2, Quebec Yankee, Fox Nancy 32.
November 5, Bravo, Oscar, Troop over, M5, BO. Frequency, this is Kilo, November 2, Kilo.
Kilo November 2 Kilo, Kilo November 2 Kilo, Kilo 2 Quebec Yankee, Fox Nancy 32.
This is Kilo, November 2 Kilo.
Roger, thank you very much. Have a good pass, 73. Roger, the grid square is Fox Nancy 32. Fox Nancy 32. 73.
Echo 4 Alpha with India 7 Papa. Kilo 2 Quebec Yankee, FM 30. Quebec Yankee, Alpha Charlie 9 Ocean, Echo Nancy 52. Echo Nancy 5273. Charlie Ocean, Whiskey India 7 Papa, Echo Mike 63, Mississippi. WI7C, QSL, HE90, Echo Nancy 52. HE90, Whiskey India 7 Papa. Yes, Alpha Charlie 9 Ocean. Whiskey India 7 Papa, Kilo 4, Kilo Mike Papa, Echo Lima 9 or 5. Whiskey India 7 Papa. Whiskey India 7 Papa, Kilo 4, Kilo Mike Papa, Echo Lima 9 or 5. Kilo Echo 4, Kilo Mike Papa, is it? Whiskey India 7 Papa, Echo Mike 63, Mississippi. QSL, it's Kilo 4, Kilo 4 KMP. Thanks for the call. Kilo Echo 4 Alpha. K2QY, Alpha Charlie 9 Ocean, Echo Nancy 52. Okay, we got the Alpha Charlie, that's all we got there. Trying to get it from K4UI, Echo Mike 76. Yeah, it's Alpha Charlie 9 Ocean, Echo Nancy 52. Oh, QSL, AC90, K4UI, Echo Murray 7. Echo Murray 76, Sammy 3, and have a good weekend. Alpha 00, yes, 7 Papa. Kilo Echo 4 Alpha, okay, is that wrong? K4UI, Echo Murray 76. K2 SWS7. Good station calling. K2 SWS. K4UI, Echo Murray 76. K2 SWS satellite. K4UI, Whiskey 4 Tango, Echo Juliet, Echo Lima 98, thank you. K2W. K4UI, do you copy Victor Echo 4 Mexico, Mexico? Kilo Echo 4 Alpha, Mexico. Papa.
Space station. We're going to go ahead and turn on the ham radio, and I'll have the microphone sort of near the speaker so you can hear the calls coming in. Again, we're November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, or NA1SS, and we're coming up on the Oregon coast now, and we'll go ahead and turn the radio on, and I'll let you listen to our transmissions as we go over the U.S.
That's NA1SS, NA1SS.
You can hear the calls coming. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
NA1SS.
You can,
CRAIG, and we've talked before, and I was hoping to catch you before you go home there.
I got a call from Craig. And Craig, say your call sign again, please.
Yes, November 6th, Radio Sierra X-Ray. November 6th, Radio Sierra X-Ray. Over, over.
Okay, November 6th, Radio Sierra X-Ray. We've got you loud and clear aboard the International Space Station. Welcome aboard. It's great to talk to you again, Craig. So you can hear a little bit of the static. There's a lot of the calls coming in. So this is what we have to listen to try to... See, I got an EXB, so... I heard Echo X-Ray Bravo missed the first part of the call sign, but this is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
Kilo Delta 0, Echo X-Ray Victor, sir.
Okay, Kilo Delta 0, Echo X-Ray Victor. We've got you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station, November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra.
Juliet Bravo.
I copied Juliet Bravo, missed the first part of the call sign, but this is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station, over.
This is November 0, Kilo Golf Mike.
November 0, Kilo Golf Mike. We've got you loud and clear aboard the International Space Station. Welcome aboard.
Okay, Colonel, very good. Nice to make a contact with you again. And hey, just a question. I saw your Twitter profile picture. Is that Everest Base Camp? Go ahead.
Yeah, it sure is. It's Mount Everest, and I was there. That was taken at base camp. Have you been there?
Oh yeah. We've been to base camp a couple of.
Yeah, it was just such a beautiful day, and such a incredible shot of Everest that I wanted to take it there. I had my spacewalking buddy Scott Parazinski from my shuttle flight back a couple of years, 3 years ago, was trying for the summit. I just was going to base camp and then just around base camp there.
Calling November Alpha. N0WA.
N0WAR. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra, the International Space Station. Over. So you can hear a lot of the static. Got a lot of calls coming in, and a lot of them get kind of piled on top of each other. N6 RFX, we've got you loud and clear aboard the space station. Welcome aboard November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. So you can hear a lot of the static. We're just getting bits of the call sign. Yeah, I missed the question. Over.
Yeah, what's the first dinner you're going to have? What's your first meal when you get home there, Doug? Go ahead.
First meal, huh? I don't know. Maybe Bluebell ice cream with a 2-pound bag of peanut M&Ms or something.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Well, thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great trip home. And really have enjoyed all the great contact with you on this trip. I'll let others get back in there. N1SS N6RSX 73, Doug. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. And N6RSX, actually, I was sort of kidding about that. I'm looking forward to like fresh vegetables and fruit is really what I'm looking forward to.
I can imagine, and I'm sure you have a list of things to do and what with the family and all of that. So best of luck, Doug.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you. 73 to you. 73 means best wishes.
Box 1 clip. Safe mode.
Okay, so that's that. I do want to show you one other thing here. Hopefully I won't wipe out everything here. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Maybe not. All right, so anybody here in this group that is interested in satellite communications, next week, Linda, my wife, K2QYL, and my son, N3NCR, we're going to be up in Maine, northern Maine fishing. And that's grid FN56 and N55, which are two of the rarest grid squares in the entire country. We will probably, whatever time we get in the evening or whatever, we'll get out and operate with some portable stuff. Probably also take a day down in Algonquin and do some operating. So my portable station right now is just this little tub. There's another little tripod, portable tripod. I think that one's from MFJ. And I'm using a Goal Zero battery for 12-volt operation. The same radio, the ICOM 9700, my laptop, and that is the 12-volt rotor right there with the arrow antenna. That 12-volt rotor is made by it's made by 12-volt rotation, portable rotation.
Don, we're not seeing your slide.
Oh, you're not? Okay, hang on 1 second. Let's see if we can. Let's get rid of the one thing. I'll bring the other one up. Let's see here. Thanks for letting me know that. Gotta get rid of something here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to screen share again. And share. Okay. Screen sharing to stop. I think we should be. Am I back into screen sharing now? Whoops.
Yeah, we got your pictures.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Let me bring this up full screen. There we go. Okay, let's just start that from the beginning again because it's pretty short. Okay, so that's basically the three of us will be operating, and my station's in a plastic tub like this. It's not very big, but fits in the back seat of the car. The tripod is from MFJ. The battery power is from Goal Zero. I don't know if any of you guys have seen those or not, but they're basically a sealed lead acid battery with a inverter and 12-volt output, and they can be charged at home. They work absolutely fabulous. Be using the 9700, and the antenna is, like I said, arrow, and the rotator, which azimuth and elevation rotor, is by 12-volt rotation. They're no longer made. So I feel very fortunate that I own one of the last ones. And so here you can actually see it rotating. I was kind of playing with this, setting it up over the last weekend. And, you know, talking about the FM satellites, how quick the contacts are. I made 4 brand new grid squares in about 5 seconds. So that gives you an idea how fast the contacts are. And so that's it. That's my program. So let me get rid of that. And Dan, you can take it back over again. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask.
Everybody knows how to raise their hand. If you don't, holler. Marty's got his hand up. I'm going to take you. Wait a minute here. Okay, John.
You forgot how to get rid of me.
Yeah, that's there we are.
There you are.
Okay, Marty, you got your hand up. Go ahead. Marty.
Maybe it isn't.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, good. Just wondering, thanks for the program. Is it common on the ISS station that you have the same people calling all the time, so that, you know, some of these sound like regulars, so that people are looking for a first-time contact or kind of getting pushed aside?
Well, I think that's probably the case. I have not been fortunate enough to just work the International Space Station during a normal pass with the astronauts. I have heard them in the repeat mode. The school contact I did, I don't know if any of you guys have ever done a school contact. I found that completely interesting. They do not work crossband on a school contact. They work totally on 2 meters, but they use a very odd split that nobody could tell what they were if they were listening from the ground. We picked up this International Space Station over Northwest Territory. And of course, we're in Albany, New York, and we lost it over the Azores, and the pass was 17 minutes. And we got all the students got their questions through. NASA helps you with this so that they're sure that you're going to get kids to talk to the space station. The thing that I found probably the most interesting was the questions are forwarded to the astronauts beforehand in case you should lose contact. But the interesting thing was, you know, a little boy would get up and pick up the mic and the astronaut would say, well, Johnny, the answer to the question is X, or, you know, Susan, this is what we eat here, and that kind of thing. So the astronauts knew all the kids' names in advance, which I thought was fabulous. I mean, you know, you picture these kids, this is a grade school. They were, you know, from 4th grade to 6th grade. And the astronauts are actually using their names and talking to them like they're talking, you know, on the phone. I mean, it was just an amazing, amazing thing if anybody's ever had a chance to do that. But yes, I feel that you're going to find that it's going to be mostly the regulars with the big stations that are getting through. Okay.
Okay, Brian, take care of your question.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, super. Barry, what do you got in chat?
Someone wants to know the first presentation program you talked about in the very beginning. The second one was Snagit. What was the first one?
Camtasia, C-A-M-T-A-I-S-A, I believe. Camtasia. Okay. That is a cost program, but it's not outrageous. It seems to me it's like a little over $100. But it allows you to put, I mean, I'm not very good at doing videos. I mean, I'm a jeweler by trade. I'm just a stupid jeweler. So I'm looking at what I did with that video and I thought, you know, you're doing a presentation for the public or something like that. I mean, you can make a pretty professional looking program without knowing a whole lot. All right.
Okay. Okay, I see your hand. Apparently you don't know how to raise the hand, but we'll take it like that. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, or I guess I probably should say good evening, John. My name is Don, Whiskey Alpha 6, Golf Victor India in Seal Beach, California. And I've got a question. The ISS is going to be on the air this weekend, and I've got this Kenwood, what the heck is it? It's a
oh, I have one of those.
H1. Yeah. with the transceiver with it also. Is that still a viable device to use to do slow scan?
You know, I'd imagine it probably is. I haven't used mine in years and years and years because they're outrageously expensive now if you go on eBay. But they're only taking the digital noise that comes over the air and playing it on the screen. I just don't know what format they're using out of the International Space Station.
Yeah,
if that's going to work or not.
Now, the ISS used to have as regular equipment one of these visual communicators.
Right.
I don't know what they've got now. The protocol was PD-120. I think they're using PD-180 for this weekend.
That could be. The one thing I found about that video with the astronaut was, did you notice the radio was just hanging there?
Yeah. Great. No Velcro.
No Velcro. I guess Velcro doesn't work in space.
Hey, that's a good statement. Okay, well, I was going to give it a go this weekend. I've got an elk antenna, and I was going to try to manually track the ISS and see if I could copy their video.
Well, that would be great. You should forward that to the group if you do. I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else up? Barry, see anything more in chat?
We're good in chat.
Okay. Well, you know, Joe, this has been a great presentation. Really enjoyed
Thank you. I mean, I think that, you know, using a program like Camtasia, if you have to do a program to the public that is not familiar with like a lot of technical stuff, like usually you go to a ham program at a club meeting, there's a lot of technical stuff. This kind of thing can actually do a program where the public can kind of get into it a little bit, you know, kind of show the technology without going over their heads.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions out there? Oh, that's doggone it. There's a no, that's a thumbs up. Bill's got a thumbs up. Okay. Anybody got any questions? Comments? Anybody got any comments out there? Any war stories?
I've been participated in multiple school contacts with the ISS. I'm not sure who was more enthusiastic, the parents, teachers, or the kids. Boy, were the parents proud of their kid that they actually got a chance to talk to space. The kid didn't think anything of it, but boy, did the parents, they used to make a big deal. And we used to get a lot of media come out, and we used to have to get a translucent piece of plastic to cover the transceiver's radio frequency, because the photographers would always try to catch what frequencies we were using. And NASA doesn't want those frequencies let out to the public at all.
And I'm sure you used, I'm sure there was a guy, we used a guy in Nova Scotia that helped us practice. I don't know if you used the same one, Barry, or not, but some ham that's also pretty involved with NASA. And, you know, he drilled us and drilled us and drilled us. And the funny thing was that the school contact, they hired a professional company to come in to record it and put it on the internet. Well, the professional company failed. It failed. There was no audio whatsoever. But yet us hams who were doing this as a hobby, we did flawless. They were thrilled with us.
And the price was right.
Price was right. Exactly, Dan.
I love it. All right. Anybody else out there, folks? Oh, come on now. Don't be shy. Okay. If that's the case, and I don't see any hands, I don't see, we had one guy waving to the camera, so I'm trying to make sure we don't miss somebody waving to the camera, so raising a hand digitally, whatever. Okay, if that's the case, I think we'll probably start wrapping it up. I'm going to shoot it out there one more time for any comments, war stories, whatever you'd like to share.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I very seldom make these things live because it's way after my bedtime.
Yeah, it is kind of late over there, isn't it?
A little bit.
We have a couple in your time zone. We have to send them toothpicks to keep their eyelids open there.
Yeah, tonight's not so bad. I had extra coffee late in the afternoon.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, usually I have you send me the slides and such. If you want to do that, of course we recorded your video with this thing. If you want to send us the slides you have in a PDF form, we can get that out there, buddy.
Sounds good, Dan. I'll send those off to you in the next day or so. I kind of put those together last minute to announce the our quote expedition. So yeah.
All right. Okay, that was good. I'm going to give it one more shot. Anybody out there got anything at all? Well, it's one SM to another. You have a very good afternoon, and see you next go around.
All right. Good night, everybody.
7-3 all.
7-3.